Well,
And all right, allow me to say, I want to go with the inner time to create time to exist.
Perfect.
We will begin this time of your time with questions.
Yeah, I have a question.
All right.
I have a friend who is having some physical problems, and he asked me if you had any information to him on anything physical that he could do.
First of all, you may begin to allow your friend to realize there are many. Now, I will be paraphrasing, all right?
All right.
Your friend at this time feels that there are situations within relationships which do not allow for the freedom of expression of that which he finds within himself. Therefore, there is, and here is the paraphrase, some manifestation of what you may call a situation which he finds to be a pain in the neck.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yes, I do.
Understand that at this time, the manifestation of this physical symbol will be painful. But understand that seemingly though it be painful in the extreme, to this individual it is far less painful than the emotional conviction of facing the reasons. You follow me?
Yes.
As it would involve the restructuring of the relationship in ways that would cause him anguish. You follow me?
Yes, because he doesn't want to hurt the other people.
Yes. But you can allow your friend to begin to understand that every relationship has a purpose. And right now, the only purpose that your friend is allowing the relationship to serve is the one that will allow your friend to stand up on his own two feet and have conviction for his own beliefs, while at the same time granting validity to the beliefs of the other individual within the relationship. Understand that if that other individual does not wish to grant validity to his viewpoint, then that will have been created, co-created by this individual to allow them to recognize the great degree of fortitude they will require to allow themselves to stand firm from their own viewpoints, without judgment of the other, without fear, anger, argument, but simply an allowance, a willing allowance, which can then allow the other person to also understand much of the same idea. Now, understand they are growing together in this way, but also recognize that the lack of willingness upon the part of the other individual at this time to not grant the viewpoints that your friend finds so important to him will be something that can change, but will not be made to change until, in that way, it is allowed to change by your friend allowing himself the validity of experiencing his own beliefs, while at the same time recognizing that this in no way, shape, or form will remove validity from the other individual.
I understand.
Will this have answered your question?
Yes, it will. So there's nothing, quote unquote, physical in terms of taking anything that he could use as a symbol to assist him in the process.
There are a few ideas, but allow me to say the strongest idea at this time is his frustration at not being allowed to express himself.
Okay.
You follow me?
Yes, I do.
These will completely override any physical symbol that he would give himself.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Question?
Sure.
All right, here.
I have a friend named Paul Silver who lives in, his name is Paul Silver, and he lives in Houston, Texas. And a lot of his friends are concerned that maybe he may commit suicide because he goes up and down a lot of depression. And I just wondered if there's anything I could tell them, anything you can pick
First
up.
of all, they may recognize that the idea, as I have discussed before, that you call concern, will only reinforce the idea that this individual is not capable of making, I'll say, decisions for themselves. To recognize that the individual may be playing out certain ideas within their own mentality will allow them the validity to live out those experiences and not necessarily interrupt their own stream of timing. Now, you may also recognize that an individual who does decide to interrupt their stream of timing will always return, and return within a similar situation until they allow themselves to play out that stream of timing. You follow me?
Yeah. What about, is there anything that I could tell him in particular that he feels like he doesn't have any, he's not in touch with any purpose that he has. You know, he doesn't feel like there's anything that he's interested in or anything that would make any difference.
All right, thank you. Allow me to say you may suggest to that individual that they may then start from scratch, become a child again. Completely allow them to completely create for themselves a new childhood from scratch, as far back as they care to go. Allow them to know that the childhood they had can now be considered another life. They have just allowed themselves to be reborn and are now creating a childhood like unto that which they would desire. Then, by allowing this individual to explore their child in this way, which was stifled during the first life, the first part of this life as you understand it, but the first life as they would understand it, they now, because they are an adult in a sense, are able to now pick and choose consciously what they wish their childhood to be, other than what they had in that sense. Now they will be given the purpose of completely restructuring, designing, creating, and living the life that they would prefer to design, structure, and live. This will be a lifelong project and will take them to the end of their timing. Allow them to get excited about realizing that they can quite literally, this is no fantasy exercise, but they can quite literally redesign their life from zero. And live that which they now then consider themselves to be creating as their real life. This in this way will not be for this individual a shunning nor a shirking of that which they had, for they will find as they do restructure their life in this way from scratch, create the childhood that they do desire from scratch, as you say, they will be, quite surprisingly perhaps to them at first, drawing upon information that they are not yet at this time consciously willing to realize they do have access to, that they did receive during their actual childhood and adolescent times. They will then allow themselves to open up those memory centers and so be able to use the information they did in fact learn, which they are not now in touch with, and they will then apply that as they see fit to the new life they are creating for themselves, designing for themselves. Allow them, by the suggestion, to design it in whatever manner they so deem to be, and it can be many different manners, that they find most exciting, most enjoyable. Allow them to, I'll say, for now, forget the idea of having to look for a purpose. Right now, the only thing that they really need is to simply enjoy themselves. And if they do not enjoy the self they believe themselves to be, then allow them to recreate themselves and enjoy that, knowing it is just as real. All right?
Yeah, I'm going to do that too. That sounds
All
good.
right. Thank you. Next question.
Bashar?
Then you. All right?
All right.
I have a few questions. I'll start with just a couple. The first is, I wanted to know, have you ever had an Earth incarnation other than working through the physical channel, Daryl?
No.
Okay, thank you. Next question is, I've been dealing a lot with crystals and studying them and beginning to study them, and I understand that they store vibrations.
In a sense, yes. They are vibrations. They are channels, storers, depends upon how you structure, design, and implement them.
I just get them from the physical planet Earth as is and like have them around me. what is their purpose then? Is it up to me, or?
You will be able to, in a sense, tune them to specific purposes according to your own vibration. Understand they have a generalized ability to channel and focus energies of the electromagnetic spectrum in that way, the, I'll say, gravitational tensor field in that way, the supramental plane in that way, and vibrate those ideas to you. You may then make use of what you will, according to what you wish to tune them into. You follow me?
Yes, it is.
Understand they are, even though representative of the idea of the vibrations of your planetary system, they are, again, simply tools.
Last time I was here, I've been away for a few weeks out in the mountains, and I want to say I'm glad to be back with you again and experience your energy. And during the last time, there was a healing that was going on. Obviously, I know I have the healing energy within me, we all do, but I had experienced it, and I did a lot of thinking while I was away about tuning into certain vibrations. That seems to be very important in life as you choose the vibration you want. And obviously, after you become familiar, say I'm aware and know and can resonate as a healing vibration, how is it that I categorize the vibrations in such a way that I can have immediate access to them? So I could say I needed a healing.
You can allow yourself to recognize that what you term to be your visual imagination is the tuner. The picture you form will automatically put you in that vibration. You follow me?
The visual imagination is the tuner, and the picture I form with that imagination will represent
that vibration. In other words, if you see yourself healing someone else, in the moment you are imagining that idea, as you are what you term to be daydreaming that idea, you will be in that vibration. Understand that if you were not in that vibration, you could not perceive that image. Even an image must be of the vibration in order to perceive it. You follow me?
Yes.
Thus, having the image puts you in the vibration. It is that automatic.
Okay.
Therefore, that is why we have said, in order to allow any idea to manifest, all you need to visualize, even in the most general terms or feel, is the end result, not the how you get there. You follow me? Because visualizing the end result is being there, is knowing it is already accomplished, and that puts you in the vibration of already having it done. Everything else is automatic. You attract exactly what you need to attract to allow that vibration to be fulfilled. A vibration cannot exist without support. If you create the effect of a certain vibration, every idea that is necessary for the support of that vibration will automatically be attracted to your life through what you term to be an ecstatic explosion of coincidence. Follow me?
I certainly do.
Will that have answered your question?
That certainly would have.
Thank you. Yes?
Sure, I want to examine the actually same thing you're speaking of here. I find myself apparently running into stops. I visualize having a film made with Disney, and yet I'll send the film out and someone will come back and say, we don't wish to do this. And it appears that they have the power to do the film or not do the film.
All right.
Yeah.
First and foremost, if you truly believe in the idea, you will not stop.
I truly believe in the idea.
All right, then you will not stop. But also, in that way, you recognize that what we described to you last time of our conversation was the idea that if a project to you is real, if it is to you real in the sense that it is already underway, then act as if it is already underway. Talk to the individuals who would be involved as if the project were underway. What is required, as you say, for the realization of what you term to be a film? There will be the idea you call designers and so forth. Talk to them. Build a repertoire with them. Build the idea that you are already in communication with all of the different types of individuals that are required to put such an idea together, because you have already started. Therefore, you know that if you have already been given, as you say, the go-ahead, what would be the next thing you would do? You would talk to these people. You would involve them. You would share with them the idea. Share with the people who can make it happen the idea. You follow me?
I follow the concept. I find myself, I go to share it with the people that are required to make that film go, and I'm not able to get into communication with them. I say, we're not interested in this project. Or
All right, that will be one idea. There is that type of people, but allow me to say, you are still handing them something and saying, make this happen for me. Allow yourself to hand it off to whoever, but allow yourself to go on about meeting other people who are, as you would say, the actual nuts and bolts people who make it happen. Not the ones who sit back and say, yes, all right, we'll do it, and then we will hire the people that make it happen. You go talk to the people that physically, actually make it happen. You follow me?
I follow you.
Surround yourself with the models of the people that actually do that for their living, and you also will come to realize that you then become of the vibration that you also do this for a living. You will become one of them, and as such you will find that the people who can then, quote unquote, make it happen will be attracted to you, because they will then see you as one of the people that makes it happen. Understand that those individuals who grant the quote-unquote request to do such a project only grant that request to individuals who they feel make those things happen. You may understand an analogy that we have heard expressed upon your civilization many times within your monetary system. You go to what you term to be the institute you call your bank for a loan. Understand, as you have expressed many times, a bank will give you a loan when you don't need it.
Of course.
All right. You still need them to give you the loan.
That is true.
Allow yourself to become of the vibration by, I'll say, identifying with them. Allow yourself to speak on equal terms with all of the necessary individuals that make such a project occur. From those individuals who grant the economics, to the individuals who use the technology, to the individuals who design, to the individuals who feed all the people, to the individuals who act, so on and so forth. Develop a camaraderie with all of the components necessary to allow such a project to occur. Then you will be identifying with all the different ideas that they express that you also need to express in order to, in that way, then shine to those people who can push the initial initiating button, by them allowing themselves to then recognize within you that you also carry all of the components necessary for the flowing of this project into physical manifestation.
Okay. I find my attention goes to things like copyrights. Some of the characters that are in this film are copyrighted by a particular company, and legally I am not allowed to go create the film without their permission.
Then go and get their permission.
That's what I've been trying to do.
Why trying?
They're well trying. I've been putting out the script, I've been communicating to them, and I've been getting the feedback that they find the project interested, but they don't really intend to do it at this time. And then I say, well, it's a great project. It's, I can see.
All right.
This is what the company.
Are you telling me that the individuals who can give you permission for the use of certain characters are the same individuals who will make the film?
No, they are not.
Then, have you gone to get permission for the use of the characters from those specific individuals?
Wait a minute, I got lost there. I didn't quite.
You are telling me there are two different groups of individuals. The ones who grant you the permission to use characters and the ones who can, in that sense, fund your project. Is this correct? Two different groups of individuals.
Not necessarily. No, that would be the same. Those who could fund it and grant the right to do it are the same body.
All right. May I suggest in that way, do you absolutely require those specific characters, or can you not invent your own?
No, not for this particular film. This film is designed to completely rekindle the Disney Corporation in the way that the movies were made when Walt was alive. It has that whole purpose to rekindle that kind of flavor and flow and recreate that magic
All
for
right.
the people. And it's exactly what they need.
Give up.
I haven't given up.
All right.
Look, that's why I'm talking to you. If I gave up, I wouldn't be talking. I'm just seeking other ways. In some ways, I have given up.
All
in
right,
other
very
ways,
good.
but I'm trying to rekindle that.
There is nothing to rekindle. Now, allow me to say again simply, you will find that every idea that occurs always occurs within timing. Allow yourself to know there is a timing to this idea that you express. There are individuals who will agree to that idea. They must be attracted to you in such a manner. The manner of the way in which they can be attracted to you is, as we have in that sense suggested, that you first allow yourself to familiarize yourself with the type of mode, attitude, and behavior that would exude from an individual who knew, beyond shadow of a doubt, without having to think about it, that they themselves could also make the film.
I have no share. I could make the film, the actual production and creation of it. I not only could make it, I'm the one to make it.
All right, but again, this brings us to another step. Understand that many times when an individual feels they wish, I'll say, to be the nexus of a project, they will still find themselves hoarding the idea within themselves because they feel that only themselves can do it. When you are willing, as we said, to share the idea with those other individuals you would be speaking to, technically, to allow them to be involved in the project, to aid and assist and serve you in accomplishing the project, when you share with them and form a rapport with all of the different levels that would be involved in undertaking such a project, you will then be allowing yourself to be the nexus without hoarding the idea. You follow me?
I do. Okay, let me handle one other thought that comes in with that. As I go to work, these are professional people who are paid for their work. I think I've got to be able to pay. I can share the ideas with these people.
Recognize that many of these individuals are more than willing to simply sit down and talk. You follow me?
I'm trying to realize what you just said. That's true. You just said realize that, and I find...
Keep it simple. Recognize that you can go to an individual who has certain technical capabilities that you will be requiring.
Mm-hmm.
You may say, I have a specific project I would like to talk to you about. Simply set up a meeting to talk. Listen to their ideas. Observe their attitudes. Allow yourself to recognize what it is within that individual that you believe allows them to have the capability to be the type of individual you know you could entrust to a certain part of the project to be accomplished.
Right. I had one such individual who could do the animation extremely well, and he said, we have to find a way to make this, meaning getting the okay, the decision to go ahead. He cannot move without that.
So what?
So what? So the project doesn't move.
You are not allowing it to move by waiting for a specific idea to happen before you will allow yourself the opportunity to share with other individuals as if it is already moving.
Okay. Good. The barriers are dissolving.
We are not saying to give false representation of the actual status, but it is different within your own makeup, within your own mentality, that once you consider the project already to be real and validly moving and underway, you will talk to these individuals quite differently than as if you were still waiting for some other big mucky-muck to make a decision.
Good. Now, okay, let's address that. How do I get to that attitude? I've been having difficulty with that attitude.
Go and talk to the people.
Okay.
Watch them. If you believe that the people you are talking to are people who can create such a project, then understand that all you need also to do is to know that what they are exemplifying to you, you can identify with in terms of attitude and how you view yourself. You will see, if you allow yourself to be open during such conversations, you will absorb what you need to if you are open.
Okay.
If you are not approaching them from the viewpoint that you are the only possible one who could make such a thing happen, you will then be open to the idea that they will be a very important assistance in having it happen. You follow me?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question?
Yes. I would like to understand my present physical pain, and I would like to know what to do about it.
Where is it?
My lower back.
For how long?
2 weeks.
Is that all?
2.5 weeks. Yes. Is that all? I had an injury a couple weeks ago playing volleyball, and I've been in constant pain since then.
Would you like to stand up?
Standing.
Will that cause you more or less pain?
Standing?
Yes.
Moving causes me less pain, usually, unless I move too much, and then I'm tired.
Would you turn round, face away from the physical channel, face the wall as you understand that term? Do you see in your imagination at this time, close your eyes, yourself as you recreate the idea of that game, alright?
Yes.
See yourself before, in your terms, before the injury, alright?
Yes.
Now, allow yourself to be playing the game before the injury. Now, allow yourself one other luxury. Allow yourself the opportunity to recognize that while your body and your conscious mind is very busy having fun playing the game, you are now aware of the fact that there are many other levels of consciousness going on within you, thinking other thoughts, knowing other things, seeing other ideas, pictures, visions. As you are playing that game, there is a whole other level of conversation going on within you that may have to do with some of the game and may have to do with other things. Can you perceive this separation within your consciousness?
Yes.
Very good. Allow yourself then to continue to allow your body to continue playing the game. Its conscious self quite happy playing the game. In a sense, a sort of unaware of what you are now viewing as a perspective from your point of view within your higher consciousness at this time. Now that you are watching yourself, in a sense, watching yourself play the game, it is as if that body is almost not really you. Do you follow me?
Yes.
All right. Scan that body. Scan the belief systems that make up that body. Scan the belief systems that project that body into physical reality. In other words, scan the thoughts, ideas, frames of references, and all of the different input that goes into projecting the particular image that you call your body for the particular reasons that is projected in the manner that it is. Are you doing that?
It's quite a job.
All right. You may take a few seconds. Oh, thank you. Did not have a watch. Now, can you sense certain ideas within the energy matrix of that consciousness body that had to do with the idea of the injury about to occur that were there before the injury occurred? Can you find your imagination drawn to such an idea? If you do, express it. Express it now. Do not think about it. Express it. No matter what form it comes to you in, express it. No matter how silly, no matter how little sense it makes. Express what you are drawn to that represents in your knowing mind the idea that the idea of the injury was there before it occurred. Find it and express it in whatever form it comes. Now.
Attention.
Attention. Attention. All right. Attention to what?
To me?
Attention to you. Do you feel then, in some way, shape, or form, this is a suggestion, not saying this is the case, that you might have been at that time either concerned with the idea that you may either not have been paying attention to a certain aspect of you and then caused an injury to allow yourself to slow down to take a look?
Yes.
What might that have been that you felt you were not paying attention to?
I'm not real sure.
What image comes to mind, no matter how silly, no matter how detached?
It has to do with looking at my life and purpose and
Do you carry within you, if I may be so bold as to ask, some little judgment idea that it is time to stop playing around and get serious?
yeah.
All right, now, why do you think that playing is not as important as being serious?
That's a very good question.
All right, would you like to answer it? Oh, you may turn around, by the way. Yes, you may. Now that we are playing another type of game.
Okay, well, I think that possibly I have a very drastic personality, extremist. I have one side of me that likes to play all the time, and the other side of me is very serious about everything. And balance is necessary. But I do believe that the injury took place partially because I have to slow down and look at the things that are really important to look at in my life.
All right, in a sense, but understand that you are giving yourself a little bit of a judgment. Understand that playing is quote-unquote just as important as being serious. And that your timing, even with the creation of the injury, is exactly perfect. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
All right, by the way, how are you feeling?
So better, thank you.
All right, go ahead.
Excuse me?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
With what you were going to say.
God.
You were speaking about the idea that you felt there was something you needed to take a look at.
Yes.
What was that? The idea of balance? Did you have the injury by losing your balance?
Yes. But I think that's symbolic.
Oh, yes, of course. Every physical object is. Every physical situation, every physical relationship, the entire physical universe is a symbol.
Maybe, excuse me, but maybe it's just a question of not loving myself enough and not taking care of myself on an internal level.
How fascinating.
Emotionally.
Oh, right.
And the timing, the physical timing of it was perfect for me, to incur this kind of introspective outlook.
All right, now may I ask you a question?
Sure.
Did this not occur to you before you asked the question of us?
Not as clearly as it is now.
All right. Do you understand that when you do create a physical symbol, when you allow it to be valid as you are now doing, that you then allow that physical symbol to transform into something else because it is no longer needed?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Now, how do you feel?
Much better.
You may view also the idea of your lower back within the idea of blue energy heat, blue energy cool, blue energy heat, blue energy cool. Are you closing your eyes? Blue energy heat. Envision the spine. Blue energy cool. Envision the muscles. Blue energy heat. Envision the spine. Blue energy cool. Envision the muscles. You follow me? This idea will allow you a physicalized symbol of your ability in this way to create for yourself another type of channeling of the energy. How do you feel?
I feel like I don't need it anymore.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Question?
Bashar,
Yes.
You go ahead.
this has been a somewhat of a mix-up with of late. I've been hooking up with all that is, and way that...
Hooking up with?
Yes.
Hanging out at the local corner? Hey! All that is, how you doing? Would you like to hang around a little bit? Or I just hook up with you for a while?
I thought I'd be good tonight. I would have really made the trip to be good tonight.
Are we saying you are not? What are you? Continue.
And when I do, and I'm consciously aware of what's happening, and I'm vibrating on that level, it's terrific. And of late, I have somehow, if not lost it, I have not been able to maintain or get that sense of...
Are you allowing yourself to act the energy that you do receive in those moments out? Or are you just hanging around waiting to hook up again? Oh. Understand that you give yourself those revelatory moments of connection in order to give yourself some energy to do something with. If you do not do anything with it, then it will seem like nothing's happening in between, and you will feel a sense of loss because you are not moving, you are not acting out the energy that you gave yourself.
How do you act out of what?
By, as we said before, following your excitation, your imagination, doing what you know yourself to be. Do what you wish to do. Live. Use the energy. Put it to work.
Okay, as you know, my allergies, we talked about a lot of times of it. For some reason I felt, because I have been dealing with that real heavily the last couple of weeks, specifically the last week has really been rough. And I tend to lose my connection. No matter,
All right. Allow me to suggest, first of all, do you understand that you are vibrations?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, all right. Do you understand that words are vibrations?
Yes.
Do you understand that, therefore, the meaning that you give to certain vibratory words will be the vibration you become? Listen to yourself. Heavy. Rough.
Well, that's...
Losing connections. You follow me?
Yeah.
Understand that you may think these are reflective of descriptive ideas of something that has passed. Allow me to suggest that those vibrations are there before the incident ever happens. You are giving yourself an opportunity by creating the incident and then speaking of it in this manner to recognize that you still carry those vibrations with you which create the incident in the first place. That is why physicalized manifestation takes place. And then you talk about it so that you can understand what kind of vibration was there to begin with before the physicalized manifestation was created, to allow you the opportunity to talk about it, to recognize what vibrations were there to begin with in the first place. You follow me? Yes. You are the cause. You are the event. You are the event itself. You are the act itself.
Jesus, I mean, I've heard it so many times before, and I do it, and then it leaves. I don't know. It's frustrating.
You are still carrying with you assumptions about what you think doing is. Understand that doing is not something that you have to do outside of yourself. You are still viewing yourself as a separate self that then must go and do. Doing is you. You are doing. You are the act. Understand that you are the observation. The observation creates within physical reality the idea of an observer and an observed. The observer, you. The observed, the allergy, are illusions created by the observation, or maybe more specifically, the interaction. You and the allergy are both defined by the real you, the actual interaction. That is the real you, if I may use your terms colloquially. The you think you are is a projection of the real you. This here fragment personality that you recognize as your form is a projected illusion based upon the idea of the type of interaction you are allowing yourself to be.
So you're saying I should just ignore the allergy?
It is not the idea of ignoring, but you can allow yourself to integrate within yourself the idea that you and the allergies are the same thing. You are the idea of the allergy. The allergy is not something that happens to you. You are the idea of the allergy.
Well, what's the ultimate symbolism of the allergy?
As many symbols within you at this time are, it is for the understanding of that which we are describing to you now. That you are the interaction between the you think is you and the supposed affliction, or problem, or frustration, or whatever you wish to call it. It is an opportunity, once again, to give yourself a chance to view yourself as the combination of the ideas that creates the dichotomy.
Well, after 3 years, I guess I should have gotten it by now.
Nope! Judgment! Stand up. Stand up straight. Believe me, you can feel the difference. Can't you?
Yeah.
All right. Now, understand. Before it was stand up. Okay. Stand up straight. Can you feel the difference? Yeah. Yeah. Did you hear yourself?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Now, allow me to suggest that when you feel the allergy coming on again to give you an opportunity, you do not adopt the posture of already being defeated by it.
But I don't. I mean, it just, it's this constant war going on, and I win most of the time.
There is no constant war. There is no winning. There is no losing.
Okay.
You are still looking at it in terms of me versus it. That is what we are telling you. You are still viewing the you here now as the real you.
It is me.
Yes. The allergy is you. The frustration is you. All right? No big deal. So what? I am allergies. I am frustration. I am disease. I am all of these ideas. All right, so what? I contain many beautiful ideas in that way. I contain many other types of beautiful ideas. I am joy. I am love. I am health. Both are beautiful ideas. When you allow yourself to become all ideas that you give yourself, you will begin to understand yourself as the actual interaction. It is not, again, that you are pushing yourself on the other end of the interaction and just saying, okay, I am no longer the me I see here now, I am now the allergy and nothing else. You are the interaction which gives birth to both the allergy and you.
Right.
Your personality here that you consider to be you, which is not you, but
Just
a
a part of
projection.
me. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
No! You may then, first and foremost, recognize that you are doing this again to give yourself an opportunity for positive effect. Understand that as long as you are willing to give your power away to what seems to be something that you have to do over and over again, you are simply willing to not believe that it is serving a purpose. You are still looking at it as me versus it. You follow me?
Yeah.
You may also understand, once again, as we know this analogy has much meaning for you, that the you that you are in this moment is not the you were in the last moment. You are now another you.
That I have.
That you can be anything. Anything. As long as you understand that this fragment you will be a reflection of whatever you are willing to be as an interaction, as an idea overall. It is that determines, in a sense, what this fragment will be from moment to moment to moment to moment.
Okay.
But it uses this physical fragment as a sensory device. It uses it to get the idea you call feedback through your conscious awareness into the separation you have created called unconscious awareness, and gives you exactly what your conscious awareness creates for itself in terms of belief structure, because that is what type of agreement it has made with you as a fragment in order to allow the fragment to experience what the purpose of having a fragment is for. So your higher consciousness, the big you that is you, is going to, in a sense, listen to the feedback that you, the fragment, is telling it you want to experience.
Right.
Allow yourself to be in touch with the overall you, be in communication with yourself in that way, and then you will be able to coordinate the experiences between you rather than feeling shut off. You follow me?
Okay.
Thank you. Sit down.
Pretty much owning it all, right? And just-
Thank you. Yes.
Okay. One other thing, well, two other things.
Oh, I don't like.
One is, I noticed, has something happened a little different with you? Are you on more of an emotional high? I'm serious. I'm not being facetious.
Oh, we know.
I noticed tonight when you started, your energy and your attentiveness and you seem to want to give more right now. For some reason, your energy seems to move different.
And what does that mean, if that is what you are perceiving?
We want to get more.
Nope.
You're mirroring.
You follow me? That which you can perceive must exist within you. Otherwise, you could not perceive it. You follow me? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What else?
Yeah.
Okay. The other question is, would you tell me what the mission is? The event is supposed to happen on the 6th. Could you give us a little information in terms of what's supposed to happen? Why are they coming?
Could you repeat that question? And who are they?
Well, I'll let
First of all, assume nothing. Assume nothing. There is simply an opportunity. There is simply an opportunity for identification, for interaction. Different individuals will experience different ideas. There will be No, not at this time then. Understand that we pull back the information when we sense that the words will be locked onto in such a way as for every individual to assume in that sense that they will then invalidate the experience they would have had and put expectation upon what they want to have. Follow your feelings. We have suggested 5:45 a.m. of your time. We have suggested the generalized area nearby your area that you call Malibu. That is all you need to know.
Okay.
The rest will be up to you. Thank you.
How about the rest is history?
Right?
Well, who is it who's coming?
George.
One moment. As we said, assume nothing.
Oh, okay.
Did you have questions?
Yes, Bashar, how are you doing?
Perfect. How are you doing?
I'm doing much better, thank you.
Much better?
Yes.
Better.
Well, much better, yes.
Much better. You are the best right now at exactly what you are doing. You are perfect in what you are manifesting right now.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Is anyone else doing it better than you?
No.
No.
I'm perfect, that's true. So, whatever is happening and whatever has happened, it's been totally perfect.
Thank you. Then how are you?
Well, I'm perfect.
Thank you. Do you have a question or statement?
I have a statement.
Thank you.
Well, I have been reading The Magic of Finhorn. And it is a way for me which has made me more aware of the divine intelligence or my higher self or
All right.
in communion with
Yes.
mass consciousness.
Yes.
And the thing is that I always was looking this lifetime what was my purpose in life, and I could never find out what was my purpose because I always felt that, or the idea what was generated from the people that they said to me, you have to have a purpose, was to have to do something that I would have to do, doing this, like a physical doing this.
Did you ask them? Is not life purpose enough to
No.
live?
But the thing is that I realized that more what's going on with my life right now, that my purpose this lifetime was to attain an awareness or to go through a transformation or
Of course. That is everyone's general purpose.
general purpose.
Does not everyone have the general purpose to attain awareness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To attain awareness, which would made me really in a tune or in vibration in which everything that there is.
Yes.
Okay. Now I have been very fortunate to have someone that I can stay at this place and
Very what?
fortunate.
Fortunate.
Perfect.
Yes, you have created it.
Yeah, right. So I can really have time to meditate and
Right.
to rest and,
Right.
and all this. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going to be doing in the near future as far
Oh, very good! Very good.
I know that it's great. I agree with you. Actually, I go with the flow.
Yes.
Go with the flow.
Very good.
Whatever is going to happen.
You have then, if I may again use your vernacular, achieved quite a high state of awareness by not knowing what you are going to do in the future. Because you are totally then here, right now.
That's right. I'm having a great time.
Thank you! Oh, very aware, very aware.
You're not tonight, Bashar.
All right, would you like to wait one moment while we deal with
Certainly.
All right,
I'm just having fun.
Just?
Thank you very much. I'm having fun. I was connecting into what Don
was saying about, and you were telling him to stand up straight, and it made me think of a dream that I had the day before yesterday about, and the physical channel was in it, and he was channeling, and somehow he was grounding himself by touching me, and I slumped, and he said, "Oh no, you broke the connection." He said, "Sit up straight." And so I sat up straight, and then it reconnected. And I was thinking maybe it had some reflection in terms of my own channeling, but when you told him that made me be aware that it's not just the channeling, it's just the channeling of life in general.
Yes.
And the ideas, and that's what the reflection was for me.
Thank you. Yes.
Okay, I have a couple questions. First, when I was about 15, 16, I was tackled in a football game. And for 3 or 4 days, I mean, I was consciously in my house with people around me talking to me, but I don't remember anything in those 3 or 4 days. And I was wondering if you could give me any insight onto where the majority of my consciousness was at that time. I feel like...
In what you term to be astral states.
Is there a purpose for that happening?
Of course not. Of course! Oh, you are waiting for me to tell you.
Well, no, I'm saying ask for more information, and then I go, well, I'm sure you'll get it if you need it. So if you want to tell me, great. If not, I'm sure I'll get it.
Why do you think you will get it if I do not tell you?
Because I'm supposed to have it, or the question after 12 years would have never arisen in my mind.
Very good. Now, as you allow it to arise in your mind, as you call it.
Got that southern accent down.
You may also allow it to arise within your consciousness. Feel those few days of time. Feel. Close your eyes. Are your eyes closed? Feel those days of time. Feel them. Feel. Feel. What do you feel?
I have two sets of feelings.
All right.
One is of confusion at the physical body.
Yes, very good. What else?
Very much confused because I'm there with all these people and maintaining, but I'm not even really there.
All right. Where are you?
I'm sort of rolling around and laughing and...
All right, very good.
in a different dimension, and there's a lot of sparkles.
Oh, yes, lots of sparkles. Very good.
I'm in a sphere.
In a what?
Sphere.
All right. What color?
It's changing color.
Very good. What is it made out of?
Energy. Astral, I guess. Astral.
All right. Is there anyone with you, or are you alone?
There are many people with me.
What do they feel like?
I'm still identifying with the body, but I'm not the body at this point. And they're not bodies. They're just, I don't know, we're all together.
What do they feel like? You can talk to them, you know. What do they feel like?
Well, you feel like sprinkles of energy and light.
All right. How do those sprinkles feel?
Oh, invigorating.
All right.
It seems in such a conflict to what my physical body's undergoing. I'm supposed to be like in pain in my room, not being able to think straight, and yet I feel I'm in a different place.
Yes. Now, allow yourself to absorb all those pretty little sprinkles. Allow yourself to the idea that the absorption of those sprinkles will compile within you to form one overall idea that you know is the idea you will then take back with you to your physical body. What is that idea? Do not think about it. What is the farewell message from your astral friends as you get ready to go back to your body. What do you know you are taking back with you?
Dimension.
Dimension. What else?
Light.
What does that light mean? All right, stop. How does the light feel? All right. Ease of creation. Ease of creation. Ease of creation. Ease of creation.
It's easy, isn't it?
Yes.
It's so funny. It's so easy. I always
That is what you brought back with you, was the knowingness of the ease of creation.
Then why have I spent the last 15 years like being stifled in creation? I don't understand. It seems like
Now you are allowing it to come to outer aware consciousness. 15 years is no time at all.
That's true. Not in the scheme of things.
And you knew it in the astral state. When you had the conversation, you knew it would fall into perfect timing as it is. And the 15 years now has afforded you the opportunity to know, as you say, the other side of the coin. So that when you now are beginning to allow for this ease of creation, you will understand that there is nothing you have not experienced that you do not need to experience in the negative effect of struggle and strife. And that when you now allow this ease of creation to begin to manifest, you will know that not one thing is left that will cause you to slip back into struggle and strife. You
No,
follow
but what
me?
we're doing is the whole consciousness.
Yes.
Doing it in my own time.
Yes. How do you feel?
I feel great. I've been feeling great for a while now.
Yes.
I just don't believe it sometimes because I'm so used to not feeling great. You know, it's funny. I don't know how it feels so great all the time. It feels unnatural. But
Well, why not give yourself a chance to find out?
Oh, I'm going to.
All
I'm
right.
definitely going to.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I ask another question?
Yes.
I have so many.
Now, may I make a suggestion?
Yes. I'll only ask one.
Oh,
Yes.
you may ask as many as you wish.
Okay.
But allow me to say, you will find that now you are, I'll say, allowing yourself to become used to the ease of creation. Therefore, you will find that your questions will begin to dissolve.
Well, most of them I'm getting my own answers.
Yes.
I have, okay, I'll wait and ask my own individual questions later.
It's up to you.
Okay, I'll ask them later tonight. What I want to ask now is something I just want to know your feelings on or your information on, because it seems to be like this epidemic of AIDS is like the whole consciousness has like been so
All right,
frightened, and I've
thank
seen
you.
that
Stop.
way. Okay.
All right, continue for a moment. You have been thinking that is a way.
Well, it's sort of a convoluted thought. And
All right, then stop again. Thank you.
Okay, I'll say the thought. It's almost as if the mass consciousness has manifested this dis-ease to teach them how close we are together in a way.
All right, very good. That is one idea. Allow me to say we have discussed this with, I'll say, your civilization, and I will be brief. Understand simply that the major idea behind this is a judgment upon those individuals by themselves and by other portions of the mass consciousness. That is a recognition that the symbol for which they were created to reflect back to the mass consciousness is the idea at this time that there is a lack of willingness to allow there to be an integration of male and female energy, both as males and females and as male-female energy within each male, female-male energy within each female. You follow me? It is a symbol of the idea of the blending of male and female energy. When you allow that blending to take place, there will not need to be the physicalized symbology of those individuals now experiencing the judgment created by themselves and the judgment created against them by the rest of mass consciousness because of what it is they are so willing to show the rest of mass consciousness. Then there will be no need for that symbol in that way. You follow me?
I do. For me, I've learned and believe and know that disease is a manifestation of our own creation, like everything. And it's been very difficult for me because I don't read papers, I don't radio, but you hear things from different people, and I've seen this like terror going on around people in the city and things about this. It's very.
That is what lack of willingness to integrate will do.
It makes my heart hurt. I wish there was something I could do as a person to help
There
these people.
There is. By allowing yourself to become totally equal to the ease of creation, then you will be allowing them an opportunity to see that reflected from you, and they may then choose that as they observe it within you if they wish to. You cannot make anyone do anything. You cannot really even help anyone except by being the totality of an idea that then you will be giving them an opportunity to choose if they so desire. By pitying them, you're only reflecting to them the energy in that way. That is all they will perceive from you. They will not then have the idea from you that they can choose another way. You will be reinforcing that they are in fact to be pitied. You follow me?
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Question.
Yes.
Is there free will?
Did someone make you ask that question? Does that answer your question?
No,
Why not?
Because there, for example, in the Bible there are predictions, and there was this person Nostradamus.
Yes. All right, thank you. We are aware of that. Now allow me to say a few words before you go on, all right? Or do you wish to continue?
No,
Thank you. Understand, first of all, that certain ideas within some forms of literature that you have were described in according to the understanding of the times that they were described. Recognize that in one sense there is really no such thing as predicting the future. You are creating the future from the present. Understand that when you make a quote-unquote prediction, what you are doing is you are sensing at the time that you are making the prediction, you are sensing the energy that exists at that moment that has the most likely potential to become physically manifested. You are sensing at the time the prediction is made the idea that has the most momentum behind it. Prediction, as you say, or sensings for the mass consciousness, as was the want of the individual you call Nostradamus, sensings for the mass consciousness will have a great deal of energy momentum behind them. They are not as likely to change as predictions for individuals. Individuals within the mass consciousness are far more changeable than the overall energy behind the mass consciousness. Are you following me so far? Yes. Simply understand, therefore, in that way, that when sometimes a prediction is made, the purpose, even for the prediction being made, is to allow the individual for whom the prediction is being made to change the prediction, if that is not what they want to have happen. Therefore, many times predictions as they are made are simply for the purpose of making sure the prediction does not come true. You follow me? Because it gives you the opportunity to then exercise your what? Free will. And to know that only when you make a choice within an agreement of the ideas you have agreed to accept within certain ideas of the mass consciousness, after having made that choice, then for a, I'll say, in a sense, determined period of time, there will be predetermination because you have agreed to follow a certain path. Once you get to the end of that particular hallway, there will be another set of choices to make with your free will. So you have the creation, in a sense, of both. predetermination and free will, but understand that all of it comes from the idea that you do have the ability to choose. And any idea you call a prediction in that way is not set in stone. Now understand that you have within your mass consciousness, yes, still several ideas that are the predictions in that way, that still have a great deal of energy behind them and are likely to manifest in some way, shape, or form. Allow me to say at this time, however, that because of the willingness of the individuals within your society and the mass consciousness as a whole's willingness to begin to allow the idea of not separation from the self, but integration of the self to be valid, and to change the habits of separation to, I'll say, the habits of integration, you now have given yourself the opportunity to, I'll say, rechannel some of the energy of those predictions into slightly more positive ways. And you had given yourself the idea, allow me to say, up to approximately, I'll say, 20 of your years ago, the ability to know that you wanted to go through transformation in many ways of struggle and strife. You had given yourself 10 catastrophes, cataclysms to experience, so that you would know you had arrived at the time of the transformation of what is termed in your literature Armageddon. But understand that you have since, because you have been willing to form integration rather than separation, now transform those 10 catastrophe ideas into 3, and they are not even as bad as the original 3 that they were. You follow me?
Yes.
Therefore, understand that while there is still the potential of the idea of a transformation to be allegorically understood from the point of some of those ideas that were quote-unquote predictions, many of them will have transformed into quite something else. Will that have answered your question?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. You may take a short break.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rosale! Question!
Does that mean that the raw materials, the catastrophic things that are described in the raw materials aren't necessarily going to happen then?
That is correct. Understand there will be transformations. There will be these ideas somewhat. Some of them will remain somewhat. They will not transpire in exactly the manner as foretold in that way. Some of them must transpire, as you understand the term must, to allow them to be the normal, natural, cyclical events that will take place within the idea of the adjustment of the energy field of your planet. There will be what you term to be polar shift. Understand it will not be as physiologically cataclysmic as heretofore deemed. It will be mostly magnetic. There will be some, I will say, increased activity in what you term to be the idea you call quake activity. But again, understand that much of it will be channeled in such a way as to not cause loss of life. You follow me?
Yes.
Oh, that's good.
Wonderful.
That's good.
Thank
Oh,
you.
you have decided to do this yourself.
Of course.
Question!
Bashar,
Yes.
I want to take a look at a pattern I have going in my life.
All right.
I work in show business, and I've been working a lot of years developing contacts and that sort of thing. And I've got scripts with major studios. They're just sitting on the verge. I've got clients working in New York, Frisco, and I don't give a damn right now, though. I don't want to pursue it anymore.
All right.
I mean, I can't make it all right with myself, though. I put a lot of time and that sort of thing into it. It's like I have these things sitting out there, and if I bring them up to a certain point, and then I don't want to push through with it.
How about instead of having to make it be all right, allow it to be all right? Understand if you are allowing yourself to feel that way, you are allowing it to be all right to feel that way. Otherwise, you would not feel that way.
That doesn't remain constant with me.
So what?
I don't know. So what?
All right. Why must it remain constant? Why must you assume that peace of mind comes with consistency? Understand that change is the only constant in the universe. Perhaps it is an opportunity for you to get used to the idea that constant change can be just as peaceful, just as creative, just as rewarding. You do not have to think you will seem scattered to other individuals.
Yeah.
You follow me?
Yeah.
That is a judgment. You can do and are doing many different things. Why should you not increase your scope? Why should you not add something else? Perhaps if you allow yourself the validity of the feeling you are going through, you may then give yourself the opportunity to find out what it is you are adding on to the list of things you are doing. And perhaps in adding that to the list, you will allow the rest of the list also to be valid, and you will find yourself getting excited about all the other stuff as well. What do you think about that?
That makes a lot of sense. Because, see, I have another project, too. I wrote a book a couple of years, which is out on the market. A couple of years ago, it's out on the market now. The publisher wanted another book, which is great, but I just sit there and don't do anything with it.
All right. But again, the blockages are only coming from the belief that you think you are doing too many things. Allow me to say that when you allow all of these ideas to be equally valid and do not feel like you have to pare yourself down, then you will find that the time that will be needed to perform all of these functions will be automatically there because you will be allowing for the timing to be valid. Time is determined by timing. You follow me?
Yeah, I do.
Relax. Enjoy whatever you wish to enjoy.
Can I take a break?
By all means, now recognize that taking a break creatively is just as valid as writing a book creatively. You follow me? And within that break, recognize that there will be a wealth of information and knowledge that may go into your next book. Perhaps you would like to include that as well. How do you feel?
That's great, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for your willingness to continue to expand your awareness of all that is, all that you are, all that you create, because in your willingness to share of yourself in that way, within your own perfect unfoldment and timing, you then allow there to be that much more of all that is for all consciousness to share and explore. For that gift, we will thank you. Question? Yes, one moment.
I've been feeling a lot of blocking in that very area. I feel I'm very ready and pregnant of being ready to serve this planet, and I'm not...
How would you like to do so?
Well, I'm not real clear at all. I'm publishing a poetry book.
All right, that is one way. What else?
I don't know. I'm working for USC, running an institute of physics.
All right.
That doesn't seem to be enough either.
All right, what else would you like to do? Use your imagination. It is your tool of service to yourself. Allow the tool of imagination to serve you first. Then you will be able to serve. What does your imagination tell you would excite you? Excitation, after all, being the identification of the vibration which does represent your path.
Right.
What excites you?
What's exciting me now is fear of what excites me.
All right. Then, is it any wonder that you are just sitting around creating that fear?
Yes, there's plenty of...
All right. If you're excited about it, then enjoy it. Now, let us suppose you have gotten through with that idea. What else excites you?
I would like to... For some reason, I think this big answer is going to come out of the sky and say, this is it, and hand it to me in my lap, and then I could be happy and do it.
All right, you might be able to create it that way for yourself, but understand you will be creating it anyway, but it can happen that way. It is up to you. Depends upon how silly you are willing to be.
I'm afraid of being silly. I
stand out? You write poetry. You run a physics institute, and you're afraid of standing out? How can you do these things if you're not already stand out? Well, it's nothing. Oh, no big deal. All right, very good. It is nothing, no big deal. Yet it is also magnificently, uniquely creative at the same time. Everything is magnificent and at the same time, yes, no big deal, not special. Because everyone is unique, therefore no one is special. Understand that simply, to many other individuals, the idea of running an institute of physics would be just as fearful as you think something simple to them would be. You follow me? It is all your relative viewpoint. Now allow me to say, first and foremost, that you do create every opportunity Allow yourself to simply recognize that many of the ideas that you would like to do, you do not do simply because you do not consider them to be exactly valid things to do in your world. You fear the idea of judgment and having chosen to be something that is usually thought of as silly, yes. But allow there to be the validity in whatever you choose, and you will always get the reinforced feedback of knowing you are on the right path for you, because it will be in synchronous harmony with your understanding of excitement. And if you are always excited because you're always exactly where you need to be, you will not care who thinks you're silly.
That's true. I have another question.
All right. May I also say one more thing?
Please.
Did you think you were going to feel silly in asking your question?
No.
Thank you. Then understand that with that same boldness, you will find that every other idea that you create will find the level of vibration that will also be your own validation for having done so.
I understand that. I've done that a lot. It's so instant that it scares me. I'm aware of the power, and I want to be responsible of that power.
All right. Now that you have said you will be responsible, you will be. Enough said.
Okay. The other question is that I've been in contact with a lot of people that are in contact with extraterrestrials, and I've been throughout my life connected with those people, and I wondered what connection that has with me personally.
When you are willing to be a little bit more silly, you will find out. Recognize that in one sense of the word, we're extraterrestrial. Like vibrations will find like vibrations. All right? If you are in the midst of that experience, you will find out why.
Is it important?
There is no such thing. It is as valid as it needs to be for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bashar?
Yes.
Wasn't really about my perfection, but one thing that I want to tell you, I still have a lot of pain in my legs, and I went to an acupuncturist yesterday, and I received a treatment, and my blood vessels broke, so my hand is blue, and a lot of blood, came out, and he said he'd never seen anything like that before, that I should go see a chemist and have my blood exam done, because my blood was very, very thin, that my chemistry was totally wrong.
All right. You have altered your chemistry in that way. Recognize that what allowed you to go to the acupuncturist was for the purpose of recognizing how much control you have over yourself physically in terms of altering your chemistry. Realize also that to some degree it was also a little bit of fear still within the idea of what you are creating for yourself. Allow yourself to know that it is still only a matter of timing, and you can allow yourself to begin to act as if you can do things that you do not think you can do because of your condition. Allow yourself to act as if you can do those things. Allow yourself to know within yourself that the idea you call a condition is simply a manifestation of your own belief structure. It is serving its purposes. It is transforming. Do not judge it to be slowly, or it will be. You follow me? Allow yourself to discover whatever you discover during this process, as in you have this ability to alter your chemistry. One idea you have discovered because of this process you are going through. There will be a few more ideas, and when you allow all of these ideas to manifest as valid ideas, you will then be dissolving the manifestation of this particular process you are going through. You will be allowing it to transform, thus having served its purpose, which was to bring you all of these new ideas about yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's very good. Also, something else that I want to comment with you. I had a very beautiful dream a few days ago. I really enjoyed to be working with children. So the dream was children, but it was a very, very bright. There was a lot of gold light and the play with these children. And the play was very, very paper and very harmonious and very aesthetic.
Yes.
And it just came in at nighttime, and in the morning when I woke up, I had this dream facing me again. It was like, I could see it right away. Can you explain that dream to me? Is it something
What is there to explain? You are simply observing the astral blueprint of that which you can do. Understand that every idea is created astrally before it is created physically. You are living out your dream, as you can now do physically, by acting it out, by acting as if it is already real, which is what the dream gave you the opportunity to experience.
Oh, I see.
Keep that emotion, live it, feel it, be it, do it. Lead yourself where you need to be able to physicalize that dream. Live your dream. Live your dream. Recognized many times in the culture you call American Indian, they recognize the idea of having dreams and then physically acting them out. They recognize that this was the mechanism of physicalized creation, acting it out, as if it already were happening. Then it would.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Also something else. There is something which is going on in California right now, which there is a killer on the loose, which is called the walk-in killer. And a lot of people have a lot of fear about this killer because he has, he chooses people in the house and he walks in.
May I make a suggestion?
Yeah, go ahead.
Would you please rephrase your statement?
Okay.
Do not speak for everyone, speak for yourself.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
I have a lot of fear.
I don't have a lot of fear.
Thank you. End of conversation.
Well,
If you do not have the fear, there is no need to be worried about anyone else.
I am not. Why not? Because
you are reinforcing the experience in the negative for them by worrying about them.
I wanted to know what the mass consciousness was experiencing as far as having a person like this who is attacking children and killing people.
It is the exemplification of victimhood.
Victimhood.
Yes. The idea to give them the opportunity once again, to understand that there does not need to be a victim when they understand they are creating their reality because of their belief systems, and many times fear will be the overriding belief.
I see. So this morning I was asleep and I had a dream that this killer came into where I was living. And I saw him and I jumped out of the window and I ran to another apartment and I knocked on the door and I called the police and they caught him. And it was so vivid, it was like black and white, like a black and white film, And I thought, gee, but it was not where I was living. It
does not matter.
It doesn't matter.
Understand, you were giving yourself the opportunity to realize that you are almost through with being a victim. All right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Bashar.
Guys!
A couple of things I want to clarify with you. My perception of the events of the last 2 weeks, which were pendulum effect you described.
Yes.
Okay. Now, as it was told to me Monday, there was arguments within the factions, both positive and negative, of the Illuminati, and then they made an agreement, and then the negative and positives met and made an agreement as to what was to happen with the Pleiadian contact.
Understand that what you are experiencing is something in a sense which has already long since occurred. You are only catching up to your own image of it. You are beginning to realize that there is a lot of energy being spent running around, worrying about the conditions of this and that, when many different things have already achieved a balance. Allow yourself the opportunity to begin to feel that always within having made the choice at this time of being in this physical life, at the time of the transformation, and knowing what part you will play, that for you, the scenario has already been arrived at in terms of a peaceful agreement. You follow me?
Yeah, which happened Monday, or at least the play out of it.
For you.
Okay. And now, how does that relate to, so with that scenario being played out, now the Pleiadian contact will go ahead smoothly?
At this time, yes. Unless there is still lack of willingness to be of service.
So there's still other people playing their scenario out?
Yes. Also recognize that when there is, no matter whether you may judge it not to be valid at the time or not, but when there is in that way vibrational agreements that are made, allow yourself to recognize that they do serve a purpose and they do not in that sense really hold you back. If you should then allow yourself to go ahead, stick to that agreement and play it out. You follow me? Recognize there was what you term to be within this week of your time, a symbol created by yourself that we interacted with that would have allowed you in a very specific way to be of service to a specific individual, to allow you to know you were right there within your own timing on the right track. And in that sense, you have chosen. And an opportunity to recognize that the overall message of the entire idea is that everything unfolds when you are willing to be of service to others, rather than of service to yourself in terms of feeling that there must be somewhere you need to rush to get. The fulfillment of the timing is in the relaxing into the idea of being of service to others. You follow me?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Well, I feel much better now.
Thank you. Things, one moment. Things are proceeding as planned.
So the contact shortly due.
Yes. Rest and relax in that knowledge. All right?
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Kagadeska?
Understand at this time that the idea of the physical channels store of transformational material in that way in being used as a translation device needs to recognize the vibration itself for us to make sense of the symbol.
Okay. Thank you. That's what I wanted to know. I have a question about a gentleman named Michael Lu, a German that I met recently. And there was a symbol given to me during our interaction that was very, very brief. And I just remember a glimpse of it, and I was just wondering if you could give me any information on that. It was simply a symbol of a person in white clothes.
Clothes as you recognize clothes or different from your styles?
Different from my style, different period, maybe early Indian. I can't even, there wasn't enough information for me to gather it. I'm just trying to understand a little bit more of our connection.
Do you have in your near future any, I'll say, plans to associate yourself either with one of three areas or all three, that which you would call either Shasta, Tibet, or India?
I seem to have an incredible connection lately with China, if that is one of those places.
Tibet.
Tibet, possibly. I've been drawn to study. Can I change my tape, please?
Yes.
Okay. I've been I gotten a symbol last year of a Chinese man by a river, and I thought it was Chinese, but last time I was here with you, I felt like with my other senses I was gathering that it possibly was an indication of my connection with you, knowing that you had said at one time that your people resembled Chinese. But I've also been feeling drawn to study the Chinese language and not knowing why. So I feel that there's some kind of connection for China, which was my other question, if you know any information of that, and if that happens to be my connection with this gentleman.
As we said, Tibet. Allow yourself the further exploration of the idea you call Tibet, recognizing that Tibet will represent upon your earth system of chakras, the third eye chakra, and the opening at this time of your extrasensory abilities. You follow me?
Yes, I do.
In this way, recognize there is what you term to be a past life connection, yes. Also recognize you are bringing this to the forefront at this time for you to be able to sit down specifically, and create a series for yourself of exercises with regard to the idea of allowing there to be the manifestation of this third eye energy, which will then put you in touch with the experiences you have created from Tibet in that way, and you will be able to proceed a little bit further on. Some of our energy is connected to some degree, not as much as you might think. Some of it is connected at this time to some degree. Some degree. One moment. For the purposes of integration of what you will discover, allow yourself, when you begin your investigation into that language, that culture, and those energies, allow yourself to absorb this kernel of information which you will find a later use for, all right? Kai Lung, all right? Kai Lung. Kai Lung. Remember that. It will arise later. All right? Thank you.
Tell me about service to self and service to others.
When one serves all that is, which you may say others, one is automatically serving the self because one is also part of all that is. You follow me?
Yes.
Serving others is automatically serving the self. Serving the self is not supporting all that is, and as a part of all that is, then you automatically remove support from yourself and others. Will this have explained the idea? Or do you wish me to proceed?
Proceed.
Recognize that the idea you call service to self in the negative effect sense is the idea of separating the self from all that is. When you cut yourself off at the source, but yet recognize still within your higher consciousness that there is a connection to all that is, but still are only willing to recognize that connection through service to self, through separation, the only way one can form a connection with the rest of all the others when one is separate from all that is to have domination over all the others, to force them to gather under you. When one is within service to all that is and is integrated within that idea, then because one recognizes each and every path as equally valid, one is supporting everything, every expression all that is has created within the multiverse. And yourself, as one of those expressions, becomes automatically supported and automatically provided for by your willingness to be of service to the rest of all that is. You automatically cover yourself because you are within integration.
That's great. So, service to self and love of self is two different things.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Question?
Bashar,
Yes, then you.
how long is this transformation How long is it going to take for it to...
Now understand there are many different periods within the transformation as you count time, but allow me to say that the crux, the nexus, at this time of the transformational energy will form a relatively solid, I'll say solid, actualization within the next 30 of your years.
Okay, you mentioned next year a couple of heavy events.
More heavy.
Yeah. You know, you have to have something to remember me by.
We will never forget you.
Thanks, I needed that. You mentioned a couple of events that's going to take place next year.
Yes.
And there would be events that we would be making a decision. We'll be making our choice. Okay? Could you talk about that?
No. Otherwise, it would color your decision. Thank you.
Well.
Next.
Question. Yes.
First you, then you.
Bashar, last week when I came to talk to you, I told you I was moving to Phoenix, Arizona, and you said, what a coincidence. Can you let me know what I meant by that?
So many other individuals in your society are also doing the same thing.
And the purpose is like...
It's like that.
I don't know.
Oh, yes, you do.
Well...
I'll let you think about it for a moment. What is your question?
I'm not clear about the relationship between service of others, which includes myself, and pity. You know, it's like if somebody's in trouble, and if I have pity or compassion on them, that's reinforcing...
Compassion is not pity.
Right, if I have pity on a person who's in a problem...
Then you are saying to yourself, oh yes, this person is having a problem. They are within the vibration of something that they cannot change.
Okay, so how can I know whether to do something?
Oh, you can always do something.
Do something for somebody or not. Because
you can
on
always
service, on the other hand, if I'm stuck in pity.
No. You can always do if the doing comes from compassion. Compassion is the unconditional support of that individual, no matter what they are doing. In other words, you know that what they are doing is of their own choice and is valid for the path they have chosen. Not that they are to be pitied and need your help. They do not need your help. You are willing to be of assistance, first of all, by having the compassion to create a visualization within yourself that this person is already as strong as they need to be. And they know exactly what they are doing on some level of their consciousness, whatever level is important for it to be on. Compassion then will be the unconditional support or love that you will give them to allow yourself to act in whatever manner they have attracted you into their lives for. You will be acting according to the mutual attraction, the mutual agreement that has been made. You will not be reinforcing, unless that is what they have attracted you for, reinforcing the sad state of affairs you think they happen to be in. Now, many times that will be a part of the agreement, but understand what we are talking about is your ability at this time, in a sense, to rise above the ability to reinforce someone's victimhood. You follow me? There is no need to reinforce their victimhood. There is only the need in that way, then, if you wish to be of service, to act through compassion, which is affording them the knowledge within yourself that they are already as strong as they need to be. You are simply acting within service to them as they require you to act. Knowing all the while that you are acting this way, not because they need you, but because they have agreed that you will reflect to them a certain set of symbols that they will then be able to use for themselves to create whatever other type of reality they so desire. You, by acting in compassion, are affording them an example by which they may then choose to change their reality. You follow me? Yes, no, maybe.
So.
All right. Once again, very simply, pity is the reinforcement. You are saying, yes, you are to be pitied. Yes, you are helpless. Yes, you are a victim. Yes, that is all very valid. Compassion is, you are doing this for a reason, your very own unique reason. I will aid you to form, to act as a reflection, as a mirror, so that you will then be able to use me to show yourself why you are doing this. And so if you do decide to change it, you can change it, because you know that you are not getting from me that you are a victim and things do not happen to you outside of your control. I am sending you the unconditional compassion and love of the energy that I know I take for granted without a shadow of a doubt, that you have all the ability you need to change the situation should you choose to. I will still assist you, I will love you, I will act as the mirror, I will go along with the charade, but I will be sending you the energy of knowing that you can change this anytime you wish, and I will be more than happy to share, not tell, not force, not make, but share my ideas as to how you may go about doing this. But it is always your choice. I know you are not a victim, even though you are playing that game. Now do you understand the difference?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Joy!
Yes.
What have you come up with?
Well, I'll put that on hold. I know why.
You do?
Yes.
Would you like to share it?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with what I'm doing right now. I have come to this. I know what living life is all about now.
All right.
And it is wonderful.
All right.
And it's so simple. The simplicity of it, we can make it so difficult for ourselves.
Oh, yes. You are very creative. That makes it difficult.
Right now, I'm in the whole thing of just only creating.
You are always only creating.
I know, but what I'm saying is...
Consciously, yes.
Consciously, you know.
Yes.
And I've been doing some healing of other people.
All right.
With my hand.
All right.
And I was in Phoenix, Arizona this last weekend, and I was compelled to just sit in the pool for hours.
Did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Thank you.
But what I'm saying is that it was formed not only for me physically, it was like I had to sit in there because it was comfortable. I had to relax my body.
Yes.
Because I've been going through so much. And
all right.
I saw the insides of my body, which was filled with this beautiful blue light, but it was like moving.
Yes.
Constantly throughout me. And it's been continually to do that, but it's like the amount of energy is there, it's like the water was soothing to kind of help balance that.
Yes.
You know.
Thank you.
And I know it's of a serious influence.
All right.
And I was wondering, well, I don't know why I'm asking you a question, I already know it.
I want to hear it. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you if I was in Syria, from a Syrian at one time, from I am. Are you allowed to answer that?
We are allowed at this time to say, you do have a life there, yes.
Now, may I ask you, I think I have the answer, but Sirius is... Sirius. Is that a planet or a sun?
It is your definition of a star.
Of a star, and that's a hot light.
Yes.
Okay, now, I had thought at one time that maybe they were living on this planet, but they are the planet.
In a sense, they are the planet, yes.
The light, you know,
they are not the star per se, though in a sense they are. There is, by your recognition, a planet which orbits the star that you would consider to be the planet on which they live. But in an overall sense, it would be very different from anything you understand to be a planet, because they do make it, in a sense, from their mentality.
Right.
It is more an environment in which they exist, as opposed to on which they exist.
Okay, now that is just now I get from them lots of blue light all the time.
Yes.
And they do guide me with the healing.
They form an identification which you gladly accept and then use to guide yourself.
Right. I get total, just like their environment is just total light.
Yes.
Just sparkling blue
Yes.
light. And
Yes,
they
yes.
are light.
Yes, in a
You
sense.
know what I mean?
Understand that our terminology in that way, even for what we call ourselves and what we call you and what we call them and what we call every being in the universe, is living light.
Right.
There are different manifestations of that idea. To your perception, they would seem to be more so living light, yes.
Okay. I thank you very much.
One moment. Question.
Richard. Bashar, what is time?
Time, in a sense, is one of the defining symbols that create physical reality. It is, in a sense, the creation of the idea of separation from all that is of a particular type of experience. Now, in many ways, you yourselves have a colloquial saying about time which does in fact really sum it all up. Time is what keeps everything from happening all at once. Because everything does exist right now. Therefore, in order to have the experience that you can have separate, discrete experiences apart from the rest of all that is, you create the idea you call time and space, which are really the same thing. You do not have space without time, you do not have time without space. It is one thing. Will this have answered your question to some degree?
Yes. We continue with the question then. You touched on it several times this evening when you mentioned timing.
Timing?
An example of when I first asked the question and the timing was wrong. Second time
the timing is never wrong. The timing is simply what it is.
Elaborate, please.
You are making a judgment that because you did not get what you expected, that the timing was wrong. The timing was manifested perfectly in terms of what it was that occurred during that interaction. It served the purpose that it needed to serve. You follow me? There is a difference.
You spoke, this lady over here earlier, on the ease of creation.
Yes.
Surely the ease of creation is to be able to relax into
the timing.
Into, if you like, a nice coincidence of events.
Into the timing, yes.
Therefore, if you create a circumstance for yourself,
yes,
that causes conflict,
yes,
then surely you are putting your timing out.
No. Understand that the timing was for you to create conflict. Otherwise it would not have manifested. Period. Understand there are no such thing as interruptions in your path, in your flow, even though you have free will. If you do create the experience, then you are creating for yourself the idea that you have a need to, so that you can integrate it in such a way as to take advantage more consciously of the remainder of your timing. Understand that the conflict was created within timing, but the problem, per se, that you are having in that sense is that it was not created consciously. It will give you the opportunity, if you allow it to be valid within the timing, to then, after that point, further create more timing consciously. You follow me?
Yeah.
Will this have answered your question?
It leads me to my ultimate question.
Oh, right. Oh, ultimate question. Oh, we love ultimate questions. Proceed. By all means. We are very excited. Not often we run into ultimate questions.
I can make it a penultimate if you'd like.
Oh, thank you very much.
We'll keep it at the ultimate.
Oh, all right.
I have goals that I haven't necessarily set for myself, but have appeared to me. I have found things in my life that not only give me joy, but that I feel were my purpose in and above simply being here.
As if there were a difference.
As if there were a difference.
Go ahead.
All is one. I am torn between pursuing the goals aggressively and thus forcing myself into the classic starving artist syndrome, or being patient and letting these things come to me in the fullness of time.
Thank you. Now, may I say that if you become patient, it will be the same thing as feeling like you are forcing yourself. Recognize that if you are enjoying life, you do not think about needing patience. You follow me so far?
Yes.
Patience and forcing yourself is much the same thing. If you have enough free time, in a sense, to recognize that you need to be patient, then you are not living. You follow me?
You have to run that past me again.
All right. Patience is only recognized, you only recognize that, oh, I am exercising patience. Recognizing that you are exercising patience is the simultaneous creation of impatience. You are simply living. There is no need to experience patience or impatience. You do not need patience when you are always doing. Now, the idea of allowing yourself to flow within what excites you is the recognition of allowing yourself to act out what you know you are. The idea is that if your excitation exists with regard to a certain idea, you can know that you are that idea. That is what your excitement is for, to tell you you are that idea. If you know you are that idea, it is not a matter of forcing it to happen in any case, or feeling that you need to be aggressive about it, unless aggressiveness to you is simply the acting as you are the idea. That is a form of aggressiveness, being the idea, knowing you are the idea, aggressively acting it out, not aggressively chasing it down. There is no need to chase down something which you recognize to be you. You are already right there. Patience, likewise, is something that reinforces the concept of time. Patience makes time stretch out. There is no need to exercise patience for something you already are. Patience creates a separation between you and the idea. Then you say, well, now we must wait a certain amount of time before I allow myself to recognize myself as the idea once again. But it is all a process, it is all an experience, it is all a tool, it is all a way of looking at yourself, and all of it fits the timing. Once you have gotten that out of the way, you can then simply appreciate the idea that you already are what you know yourself to be by way of the excitement you create within yourself to let yourself know what the vibration is. Therefore, you can simply relax, and at the same time be very excited and very aggressive about acting out all of the ideas you find of yourself within the relaxation. They both go hand in hand, as you say. You are excited and relaxed at the same time. Recognize that infinite momentum means you are everywhere at once. And if you are everywhere at once, then the feeling of being everywhere at once is the same as standing perfectly still. You follow me? How do you feel?
Perfect.
Thank you very much. Joy!
Yes.
May I also say to you, as with the enjoyment of your pool of water, And to all of you, symbols are where you find them. Simple as that. Whatever you find is a symbol for you because you have created it to be there. Because you are on the wavelength of that perception, or you would not interact with it. It would not be in your reality. Therefore, everything in your reality is a symbol for you if you wish to make use of it. Now, do not drive yourself nuts. Going around saying, oh, little pebble, what is the symbol you mean to me? Oh, the next pebble, oh, the next pebble. You will spend a long time on the beach. But you may recognize simply that when it occurs to you that a grain of sand is worth noticing, then that can be allowed to be a symbol. When it occurs to you that the entire beach is worth noticing as an entire beach, that is worthwhile as a symbol, and equally valid as the grain of sand for whatever it is the entire beach has to show you, whatever you have to show yourself with the idea of the entire beach. You all follow me?